Happy Monday, 3-Point Stand subscribers and Bears fans. I just wanted to touch bases with you all real quick before tomorrow's Bears Minicamp. The veteran Minicamp starts tomorrow, June 13th through June 15th. So these are three things that I'm looking forward to. Number one, what is Justin Fields' relationship with anybody outside of DJ Moore? Last year, he was throwing to Dollar General wide receivers. This year, he's had massive upgrades with DJ Moore being added. Chase Claypool, I'm going to consider him a this year add since he was a mid-season add. He's going to get an off-season. Obviously, he's been down and out of the last session of OTAs with a soft tissue injury. Maybe he'll be back for Veterans Minicamp. That'll be good to hear. If not, he got a month to kind of recover from that. I want to hear about Tyler Scott, Velus Jones Jr., Dante Pettis, Equanimous St. Brown, the others, the people that we don't have a real gauge on. How have they stepped up their game? Number two, I want to hear about this defensive line. I want to know what the plan is. Obviously, I'm not panicked. We still got 2 more months in the offseason. We still got plenty of edge rushers out there available. So there's nothing to panic about. Last year, Ryan Poles, for example, didn't grab veteran presence for the offensive line until about the last week of July. So we still got good time. And plus, defensive linemen can just step in and plug and play, especially at a veteran level. But I do want to hear about Dominique Robinson and Travis Gibson, what they've done to enhance their skill set after a dud of a year last year for both of their seasons, really. You know, Dominique Robinson started off pretty well with 1.5 sacks versus the 49ers, and then pretty much was blah the rest of the season. Travis Gibson, he had a 7-sack season, I believe, in 2021. This past season, he fluttered. I assume that it was because there was more help. There was more focus on people like Akeem Hicks and Robert Quinn and Mack, obviously. So he was able to get off where he got off. There have been improvements. There have been additions like Andrew Billings, DeMarcus Walker, Rasheem Green from Houston, and the draft, obviously, Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens. What are our edges doing to step up? Depth guys, you know, what are they doing to fill that role? And if we're not going to sign a veteran pass rusher, what's the plan for next year? Are we going first round edge? Are we doubling up first round since we got 2 first-round draft picks? Obviously, we can keep our eye on guys like Florida State, Jared Verse, and see what he brings to the table next year in college, and maybe we go after him. And number 3 is our offensive line gelling. Obviously, with no pads, the defensive line and the offensive line are kind of hard to really get a gauge on. Towards training camp, we'll be able to really see how they are doing. How are they bonding? What's the plan? Is the plan really going to be Cody Whitehair at center, which I'm comfortable with? But we want to hear what the solid left to right configuration is going to be. How is Darnell Wright doing? Is he learning the system well? Is he going to be able to step in and plug and play day one, which I assume you got a first rounder, you're not going to have him on the bench. Last year, Braxton Jones came in and took that job over around the same time and never let it go. I'm sure Darnell Wright will be able to do that too. Obviously, we can trust Tevin Jenkins, and Davis showed up to OTAs after a little stay away. It was voluntary OTAs. So we have a nice looking group. We've graduated from the Dollar General wide receivers that we had last year and the target employee offensive linemen. And now we have what looks like a solid foundation on the O-line and the defensive line. We just have to continuously add to, more specifically, the D-line, especially around the edges. So those three things I want to know.
Thank you for taking the time to tune into In Traffic with Vil. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to be notified when new content drops. Don't forget to follow Vil and the podcast on Twitter at 3-Point Stance Pod. And as we always say here at 3-Point Stance Podcast, stand for what you believe in. Written by Jonathan Vil Baskerville, creator and host of 3-Point Stance Podcast. All rights reserved.